Hello, Lola.
Hello.
How you doing?
Great.
Now, Lola, for those people who don't know what biophilia is, can you please explain to our listeners?
Yeah, so biophilia is my favourite word in the entire world. It literally means the healing power of Mother Nature and the effect that being out in nature has on human beings. So basically you have you have a stressful phone call, you have a bad day. We all have bad days. I have bad days all the time, yeah? Like once a week I'll be like, a bit exhausted or something. But as soon as I get out into nature, you know, the ocean, even just like the park down the end of the street, do you know what I mean? It naturally just calms you down. The other thing is we're exposed to a lot of what they call too many positive electrons, yeah, or ions, yeah. So like our phones, our computers. I don't know about you, but I spend a lot of time like typing on my laptop, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And with like you guys are in radio, so you're exposed to a lot of it as well. And then as soon as you get back out into nature, you're exposed to negative ions, and that starts to balance us out again. So there's a lot of scientific research done on it. And I watched this amazing documentary. It was a Russian documentary on pine forests. And this guy, he was in charge of these forests. I think he was a ranger or something, but this is in Russia. And he was getting interviewed, and they were talking about the effect that nature can have, on humans. And he said, I talk to the forest every single day. And it was the effect that it had on him and how positive it was. But that's just one of like heaps of different studies done on it.
Wow. And so nature really is important to us, isn't it?
So important. And if you think about it, just think about the way you feel when you're there. When you're out in nature, you're pretty happy, you know. You're kind of like, there's not too many worries in the world. Sunshine is key as well for happiness. That stimulates your serotonin in your brain as well and activates pineal gland through the retina of the eye. Like, there are so many awesome things that nature does for us. The best bit is, guys, it's free. You walk outside.
And so how can people incorporate nature and its healing effects into our everyday lives, especially when we live in such big cities?
Absolutely good question. Well, first of all, the best time is the middle of the day. So when you get your lunch break, like 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, even if, you know, you're in a busy office or a desk or you're in smack bang in the CBD, just try and sit outside, you know, or like sit outside where you know you can see the sun. And I always, when I eat, it becomes kind of like sacred for me. So I'll try and sit out where I know I can see the sunlight. I'll step away from my computer. I'll make sure my phone is off. I'll get my quick Instagram photo and then I'll put the phone away. You know, I think you've got to like really take that time and it takes discipline, it takes organisation, because as you know, it's so easy to live a fast-paced life and it's so easy to just be too busy and go, oh, well, I'll just have that because it's easy. It's not, it's actually, it does take discipline. It takes a choice to go, no, I want to honour myself today. You know, I want to give something back to me, give myself a gift. And it is putting yourself and your health first.
It's just maybe taking their shoes off, isn't it, and getting out on the grass.
Yeah, and I teach yoga as well. And a really good trick is, especially if you've had a crappy day, I'm not sorry to say that, by the way. If I'm so
That's fine.
Crappy on radio. If you've had a bad day, what I do is I'll get to the park. I live in Sydney now, but Centennial Park is at the end of my street. And I'll whip my shoes off and I'll take a forward fold in yoga. In yoga, a forward fold is literally where you just stand hip-width apart, which is 2 fist widths, and you pull your shoes off. And then you literally just bend down from your hips and let your hands dangle down. They might hit the ground, they might hit your thighs, they might hit your shins, whatever. It doesn't matter where your hands go. But you take this forward fold and you're earthing at the same time. So earthing is another form of like letting the healing powers of Mother Nature kind of ground you and connect you. And then at the same time you're getting out in nature. But because your head is lower than your heart, you're also activating your parasympathetic nervous system. So you're really calming yourself down. So it's a really good one. You know, it's so free, it's simple, and it's probably the most powerful. We spend all this money on supplements, and it's easier than we think to be healthy.
Well, like you say, there has been so much research to show that it, you know, looking at nature and being around it can have a huge effect on our stress system and how we feel and everything like that. So to sum it up for everyone, people really need to find ways to get out into nature and do whatever they can to see it at some point in the day if they can.
Exactly. And I mean, obviously, there's going to be days when you can't because you're just so busy or travelling or whatever. you're doing a million and one things, but if you can just, aim for it, even just 10 minutes, or you get up 10 minutes earlier. And I know for me, if I get up 10 minutes earlier each morning, it means I can walk to where I might be teaching yoga, and I'm just like, just the fresh air is just like a really nice stimulating thing to, experience in the morning.
It is. Now, thank you so much for talking to us, Lola. That's all we've got time for.
Oh, my God, thanks for having me. Oh, my God, that was quick, wasn't it?
That was quick. Well, we'd definitely love to have you again.
Of course, of course.